This is the Schmo with the pro with top UFC Lightweight Beneil Dariush in the flesh, playing board games on the table. It's Splendor. Schmo's up. 2 reds. Make your move. How we doing?
We're good. New game for me, but I'll figure it out and we'll go from there. I'm the reigning defending Monopoly champ, so this shouldn't be too hard.
A little different than Monopoly. Make your move.
It's all the same, bro. It's all the same.
Talk to the Schmo for a second. While you're making your move, what'd you make of Islam Makhachev and still against Dustin Poirier? What'd you make of his performance?
Obviously, I thought Dustin looked the best he's ever looked. He had a great performance, and I thought Makhachev looked good overall too. His technique looked good. I know he had possible staph infection. Maybe that slowed him down. But I think really Dustin Poirier just rose to the occasion, and he had a great fight with Makhachev. And probably having that experience before with Khabib kind of helped him.
You gonna make your move or no?
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Looks like he's going for the big fish, as they would like to say, huh? We're gonna reserve this bad guy right over here. Was that the card you were looking for, sir?
You piece of crap. That was the card I was looking for. But that's okay. You know what they say. What goes around comes around.
Okay. Good luck, Chuck. Good luck, Chuck. You ready?
All right, ready. Baby, go away, dog.
So you always have to get distracted when you play games with German Shepherds, yeah?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. We're going to go.
But you're not a dog person, since you don't get distracted. You're one of those awful people who hates dogs, right? I can see it in your face. Every time they come near you, you're just like, ugh, dogs.
Nah.
You're a monster.
Nah, I like dogs.
You're a liar.
No, I'm a dog guy.
You're a liar.
The Schmo's first dog's name was Morty the Beagle. Morty Hoover. Nickname Hoover, like the vacuum cleaner, because she'd always eat the scraps, whether it was on the floor or she'd jump on the table and eat it if you're not looking.
You're giving your dog scraps? We give the dog steaks here.
Yeah.
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 What a guy.
Yeah, that's why they chew through your cabinets, too, and the furniture.
Yeah, well, they got extra energy. The steak will do that. You were starving your dog so he doesn't do anything in the house.
Who chews more furniture, your dogs or your kids?
That's a good question. Yeah. The kids destroy the house. It's not even close.
Yeah. What's the worst punishment?
Ava will only get spanked if she hurts Emma. So she's older. I don't really need to spank. They're girls, you know. It's hard for a dad to hit his daughters, but if one hurts the other, then that's the only time. But yeah, right now that's our hardest part, is teaching them not to hurt each other. Because Emma, she's only one, but she's like her mother. Let's just put it that way.
She's feisty?
Yeah. That's saying it nicely.
Well, put the cards away. You've been thinking a little too much here for a second. Beneil, favorite thing to eat on a pizza is what ingredient?
Depends on the pizza, because if it's like a deep dish, you want all the cheese, right? That's really it. And maybe like some garlic. That's about it. I don't really need much on it.
No sauce?
It comes. It's full of sauce.
Okay, good. Just making sure you're not trying to pull some weird stunt on us here.
I'm just saying you don't need to add too much. Like just the cheese and the sauce is all you need, right? I like a little garlic maybe. But now if we're doing like thin slice, I think if you're doing a really nice place, you want like one of those thinner pizzas. I like just the pepperoni's fine. But if I'm gonna do, let's say, like a Pizza Hut, then meat lovers.
What do you make of Conor McGregor's antics, and how do you see the fight playing out between him and Michael Chandler, June 29th, International Fight Week, the return of the Mac 3 years later after an injury?
Okay, first of all, I hope Conor shows up. Second of all, man, it would suck for Chandler if he didn't, right?
Yeah. But Conor doesn't pull out of fights. His pull-out game has never been strong, if you know what the Schmo is saying, in a good way.
Yeah. How many kids does he have?
At least 2 or 3.
All right, his pullouts game. You're right. He's good. Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, if you want to get under Chandler's skin, this is a way to do it because he hasn't been able to really, right? Chandler's been able to give him a hard time as far as just staying cool and being ready and just being happy just to be able to fight Conor. Like for Chandler, it's just a treat to fight this guy. He knows he's gonna make more money. He's the name, the fame, all of it, right? So
what are you trying to say? He'd rent a kayak to get over to Dublin to do the press conference if they would have allowed him to, or what?
I think Chandler at this point he's given up at least 2 fights. You could say, right? Like,
yeah, time wise,
he's given up 2 fights. I'm assuming maybe $1 or $2 million minimum, right? Because he's coming off of the Bellator contract and stuff like that. So that being said, yes, the kite thing for sure, and I think he would be willing to take another year if he needed to. That's how I think Chandler would, but I could be wrong.
All right, let's go down and tell the Schmo how the fight plays out.
At this point, honestly, at first I really thought Conor was gonna just piece him up because Conor's timing when Conor's on is so good. Conor's, he's a great 1-round fighter, just like Chandler is, but I think Conor is actually better. The problem is Conor has not been in action. Chandler has, and being in action makes a difference. Like being in the fire. Yeah, but then again, it's been 2 years. Honestly, it's like a pick'em fight because whoever gasses out first or whoever knocks the other guy out first. It's all about the first round, in my opinion.
Where do you stand on this argument over who's number 1 pound for pound in the UFC right now?
It's hard to beat John Jones. I personally, with all the stuff he's done and like he's been caught a few times and, there's always excuses on that part. If we remove that stuff, John Jones is the greatest of all time, any weight class, right? So how can you beat him in pound for pound? But with his history and you take the activity of Makhachev, it's pretty difficult to decide, in my opinion. But just because Makhachev is more active, I'll go with Makhachev.
So you've been talking about this deep dish pizza with the Schmo. There's a fighter that hails out of Chicago. His name's Belal Muhammad. He's a top-ranked welterweight. He's fighting Leon Edwards for the welterweight title. What do you think the Schmo is going to say before we ask who?
Now you're going to say the Schmo, top-ranked fighter, the Schmo, is from Chicago. What do I think about Belal's chances against Leon Edwards? So I got to train with him, and I wasn't like, I was coming off of my loss with Armand, and I was getting back in shape, and he came in. Bro, he was in incredible shape. I was really impressed. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes in terms of grappling. We didn't do any striking, so he doesn't make any mistakes from what I noticed. He seems to have a great tank, and if I'm his coach, I would be, telling him, you got to close the distance. You want to be on the inside, and you do want every opportunity to get an underhook to grab a leg, even if it doesn't, end up in a takedown. The more you end up in these kinds of positions, I think the more you increase your chances of winning because, again, you're going to fatigue your opponent, and in the chaos, you're going to find an opportunity to win. But, I mean, I'm sure his coaches are studying Leon, right? They know what they're doing, and he has really good training partners from what I can see. I really think it's an interesting fight. I just think if he doesn't close the distance, Leon is going to make it look easy. But if he closes the distance, it'll be a really good fight.
What'd you make of this game tonight with the Schmo?
Well, obviously it was my first time playing, but this might be the first thing you're good at.
We took you down in Monopoly.
You never took me down in Monopoly.
But you never took the Schmo down in Monopoly.
Yeah, but you didn't win the game.
But you didn't win the game.
I don't know about that. Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Well, still, I am season champ.
The season of what?
Every month, there's a group of us. The season lasts a month.
Yeah.
I am the champ.
That's like the Schmo bragging about being 2-time, back-to-back fantasy football champion.
Yeah, but I was fantasy football champion, and I don't even know anything about football. I just signed up, picked my guys, and then at the end of the thing, it was over. I won.
And how many people are in the league?
Like 10.
Did they know anything about football?
I'm assuming. They kept talking about this guy and that guy.
And you just guessed.
I asked a friend who I should pick. He's like, pick these guys, and then I won.
Sounds like you got a good friend. Final message for all of your friends and fans worldwide.
Pick your friends wisely, or you might end up with a schmo.
Sounds like a sad story, but a true story and a love story. Taylor Swift will write about this one day. He's the pro, I'm the schmo, inside your home. Got to pick up these cards before the kids eat them. We're out.